So this is my little corner of the world. It's a little corner tucked in my garage. It's where I come to work on projects, it's where I keep my tools and come to relax. And it's the desk where I do stuff. But one thing it didn't have until recently was a good chair, or any chair. So when I saw this in a skip, I couldn't sit back and watch it go to landfill. It's awesome. It's got original screws. I'll probably change the padding, but think about how many other bottoms have sat on there while I test it. It's pretty comfy. Hasn't got much spring in it, but I'll change that. I think that's a pretty good find right there. Oh, and look at that. It's still got the original label, look. It's the Furniture Factory Zamoyskie. Well, good work, people from Zamość. Like I said, it's an awesome chair, and someone was just throwing it out. I think first thing I'll do is sand it down, then maybe sort out some new cushions. Well, before I sand it down, of course I need to take it apart, but as I'm taking these screws out, I'm thinking, this chair was made a long time ago, and I'm sure that the screws are put in by people, not by a machine. So it's quite interesting to think how long ago someone was handcrafting this chair. I think they've done a good job. The screws are still in good shape, and this chair is still in good shape as well. Just need to change the sponge, I think. But that's the frame. There's the seats. So time to sand it down. I don't want to go crazy, I just want to take off this old varnish layer and not really go into the wood. Alright everyone, you should probably take a seat. This is about to get a lot deeper than redoing a chair should do. As I'm sanding, the more layers of varnish I remove and years of dust that I get through, the more I like the chair. And to think someone was just throwing it out, it's got me thinking really about the disposable attitude we have towards possessions now. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not defined by what I own, but perhaps we should take that attitude into what we buy as well. Well, when this old chair was first bought, I'm sure that wouldn't have been a problem, because people just bought what they needed back then. But anyway, that's the sanding done, and me probably covered in dust, I guess. That's the frame, that's how it's going to look. I'm going to give it a wipe and probably put some new varnish on it, but time to turn the attention towards the cushions. So when it comes to the covers, I was thinking about that disposable attitude that we sometimes have towards buying things, and I decided that I wouldn't buy anything to replace these. I decided I would find or scavenge things like some sponges and covers, some material to go on top. So luckily we had some sponge left over from one of my wife's previous projects, and as the cover, first of all, I thought about trying to make some amadou, which is like a mushroom leather. This is how it turned out, but it's not flexible enough for me to use. So then I tried to scavenge some material. And I found this lovely green stuff. So that's what's going to go on there as the cover. I am happy with the job I do on these covers, as you'll see in a minute, but they can take a back seat for now. I wasn't very happy with how the sanding of the frame went, really. I did the best I could with the tools I had, which were not the right tools, but I accept full responsibility. They do say that only a bad workman blames his tools, but I'm not really a workman, and I'm certainly not a tool. I'm just a person who wanted somewhere to sit down. Plus, I like making something out of nothing, getting something for free. But more than that, I didn't want to see this chair going to landfill. I did some research on the chair, by the way. It was made in 1966 in what was the Polish People's Republic, or PRL. The frame is made of beech and the style is modernism, and the chair was named Skoczek, the jumper. Jump forward 55 years, and the chair has found its new resting place. My place. It's giving me a place to sit down, but it's also given me something to think about. Now, don't get me wrong, I like having things, but those things that are most important to me are the ones that create, aid, or advance the experience I'm having, not the ones that are the newest, prettiest, or most popular. Even if these covers did turn out quite pretty. Look, The covers are done. Let's get some varnish on this frame and then put it together. I think I've got something in here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. That'll do. It's that colour. So what's my conclusion? Should I put my consumer attitude in the hot seat? Or should I give it a rest with overthinking? In the end, I've realised that everything can have value. But everything has a cost. Not just in terms of money, but in time and effort that we invest. In the expense of resources, in emotion, both good and bad, that we spend. Well, the painting's finished. It's a bit more orange than I wanted, to be honest, but that's the colour it had, so that's the colour it will be. Well, whatever colour it is, for me, this chair is worth more than anything in the latest IKEA catalogue. It's a better deal than any bargain online. It's a possession I value not because I have it, but because of the experience I have had with it. And for how it will make my future experience better too, by providing a place to rest my backside. And by reminding me to value what I have, to make emotional connections with what matters, rather than simply with matter. And so, the excitement of thinking, how many other people have taken up space on this chair before me, even before I was born, it leaves me on the edge of my seat. Right, I think I need to go have a sit down.